I'm Max Sterling. Welcome to LarpMix. Today I want to show you how to use ChatGPT to create Shadowrun characters. To me, I find this to be great for NPC characters, or if you just need extra characters, for the background. You can also use this obviously for your player characters, but I would suggest against that. You probably want to actually take the time to roll them up and, have the experience. But for background characters, if you're the person running the game, then I view this to be immensely helpful. Now, I know a lot of creative types, and myself included, I'm a writer, I'm a creator, um, don't like AI. They don't like ChatGPT. And I get that. If you don't like it, that's fine. You don't ever have to use it. However, if you're someone who would consider using it, then I think this is something that's a very powerful tool that you can utilize, for your tabletop role-playing games. And Shadowrun is certainly no exception. I love playing Shadowrun. I've been playing since, the 90s. I've been playing actually since first edition and then second and so on and so forth. So I've played them all. So I want to show you how this works. And I'm going to start out by, if you've never seen this before, it's probably going to blow your mind. But let's go ahead and just start out simple. I'm going to say create let's do an Elven Decker for Shadowrun TTRPG second edition rules. Please include stats, skills, gear, a name, and brief background. So let's say, we were playing the game and all of a sudden I needed an Elven Decker for some reason. Guess what? So just like that, we have an Elven Decker. Here's the name. Here's a very brief background. Here's some stats. Here's the skills. Here's the gear. Fairlight Excalibur. not bad, ChatGPT. Weapon, armor. Here's some other gear that they have. Their own contacts that they're going to have for themselves. Brief description of what they look like. Personality. For, sort of notes on running them. And there you go. Now, you'd want to double check all of these if you're using them for a reoccurring NPC or more than just cannon fodder, because one thing I can see right off the bat here is that the essence is not correct. They have a 6 essence on here, but they're Decker, so that's not going to work. It says they have a data jack, a smart link, and some stuff, so clearly their essence is not going to be 6. But that's, at a real quick glance, that's the only error that I notice. And for an NPC, that would probably be, not all that important unless you were doing something that would involve essence for some reason. Like you're having been eaten by a vampire or something. I don't know. But very powerful. Very powerful. Let's go ahead and let's try something else here real quick. Let's have it make a, can you also make me a street samurai? How about that? How about an orc street samurai? Let's see. Let's see, an orc street samurai that has 50 karma. That was randomly used to improve the character. Let's see if it can handle that. These include cyberware and bioware. Let's see what it comes up with. Oh, see, now this time it recognized the essence loss. Here's our skills. Here's our cyberware. Here's our bioware. I like that it's made some interesting decisions here because, you know, for a character like this, these things would be helpful and all of these things would be helpful. So, you know, this is interesting, the choices that it makes for itself here. Weapons look good to me. They look, you know, perfectly cliche for the character. Other gear looks good. Got a month of standard lifestyle. Got some contacts here. There's a description. There's your personality. Some notes on it. The 50 karma has been used to improve key attributes and skills. I mean, you know, to me this looks pretty good. You know, and the sky's the limit. I mean, you can use this to make whatever you want. You know, I would say really challenge it and push the system to see what you need. But if you're sitting at a table and all of a sudden, you know, they take an interest in someone on the street, they take an interest in an NPC that you don't have statted out, or, you know, they call a contact and they want to hire someone else to run with them or whatever. I mean, so powerful. If you don't happen to have a portfolio of characters pre-made, if you want to avoid just having to, you know, make up some generic stats, you know, right on the spot, you could punch in, you know, as much detailed information as you want here and get yourself a fully fledged character to be able to do what you want to with them. So I think, like I said, it's very powerful as a game runner to use. Now, the more sort of the way people don't want to use this is for missions and stuff, but we'll take a look at that in a minute though. However, let's say, well, that's great, Max, but who plays 2nd edition? Well, I still do, but I play 5th edition. So let's just say, okay, I mean, you don't have to say any of this, but I do. Okay, looks great. Now make the orc for 5th edition Shadowrun rules. So now we're going to have this, instead of 2nd edition, be 5th edition. So a lot of it might be the same, but now we got, you know, the meta type, edge, essence. We have a couple things that we wouldn't get in 2nd edition here. We got different skills. We got logic, intuition, limits, condition monitor, skills, cyberware. Is probably a lot of stuff's gonna be similar. Same with gear. But now it's set up to work with 5th edition instead of 2nd edition. And like I said, I mean, you'd have to double check all of this stuff if you want to make sure it's spot on. If these are people that are just going to run with them and then get, you know, wasted on a mission, it probably doesn't matter as long as they're close enough. But if you want to, you know, really double check the math and everything, but I'm sure that it's probably right, or like I said, close enough. So we got some characters. Let's go ahead and, you know, we ended the session early. They decided they didn't want to do the mission that, you know, I had, you know, put up for them at this point in time. You know, something changed. I don't know. You had an extra day and you want to do something impromptu. Well, let's say, you know, you have writer's block. You can't come up with an idea. Let's just ask ChatGPT to design, you know, some missions for us. Now, to me, you know, this would be similar to purchasing a book that had pre-made stuff in it, or something along those lines. You know, and this is the gray area where people don't like AI because of, you know, the creative aspect of it. However, I'm going to go ahead and just ask it to write me a plot line for my game on Saturday or whatever. So, can you write me a plot line for Shadowrun? We're going back to 2nd edition for me. Shadowrun 2nd edition. That includes some magic, vehicles, and well, let's go with creatures from the book. So let's make this a little bit more on the magical side of things. And let's just leave it right there at that. And let's just see what it comes up with. Echoes of the past. So it's giving me a plot outline here about an ancient artifact that was stolen from Renraku's private collection, and they want it back. So I take it that you're being hired probably by Renraku to go get this. They think Aztec took it. There's a mage. Oh my, a dragon. That might be a little rough. You might want to specify a little bit. But depending on their actions, they can gain their gratitude or enmity. So we want to see how that goes. But yeah, so this just gives you a real basic outline. So it doesn't fully flesh out the plot, it just gives you an outline, which I think could be helpful. Like I said, if you're having writer's block or something, or you can't really think of anything, that's probably okay to go to. Now, if you want this to flesh this out more, you can have it do that, and make this, as complex as you would like for it to be, or you can leave it, somewhat vague like this. But let's go ahead and say, can you expand on this to give all the details of the plot line and include payments, karma rewards, and stats for any NPCs. And let's do and avoid common tropes of the Cyberpunk universe. Oh my. So let's see what that does to this little plot line. So it looks like the same thing, still an ancient artifact stolen from Renraku. Oh, now we got Meet the Johnson. Secure location, how much they offer, what the terms are. There's a bonus involved now for doing it fast. 3,000 new yen up front. Now we know what the artifact looks like. Key NPCs, facility security chief Marcus Gray. Give some karma awards there. Into the wilderness, magically enhanced wolves, golems. Here's some key NPCs, mages, the ancient dragon and its stats, skills, powers, the resolution. Total potential karma award is 12, depending on actions and successes. And there, now we have, a more fleshed out storyline. So if you want to be real lazy, I mean, you can just keep putting in prompts and you can get this to the point where you have an entire, book, if you want to, or you can just run it, sort of real loose, or you can use this like, oh, I like the idea of the ancient artifact, at a corporation. We're just going to run with that. And you can just make it all up, Don't let this stifle your creativity. But if you are burnt out and you need something, I think that this could be very powerful. And like I said, you can just keep sort of rolling with this. So let's say, you know, maybe your group isn't into magic. Can you rewrite? Whoops, gotta type it. Can you rewrite this plotline, but remove anything magical? And make it politics based instead. So now the plotline has a different title, Corporate Conspiracy. You're still recovering an ancient artifact stolen from Renraku's private collection. Still meeting Mr. Johnson. Looks like the payment's the same. But now you're gathering information, you know, using the matrix and stuff. You got, you know, same security chief. You got a remote hidden base now. You have mercenaries and drones instead of, you know, critters and creatures. Got security guards. Same key NPC, it's just he's not a mage now. And you have elite operatives, and there's no dragon, and it's more politics based. So you can tailor this to your group and, you know, what they want to do. So, like I said, I think it's pretty cool. I know a lot of people, like I said before, don't. But if this is something that you find useful, hopefully you'll check it out. You can spend a lot of time in here making characters, you know, getting some plot hooks, you know, made up, you know, some maybe evolved plot hooks if you need them. And if you're flat out burnt out from just years of running games, you can use it to write the whole thing for you. And then you can expand upon or elaborate or alter and change as you feel fit any of these suggestions that are made in here. But for a free tool, something in a pinch, I think this is great. Please leave your comments below. Let me know what you think. This would work with, you know, all editions of Shadowrun. And yeah, if you liked the video, please click like. Please subscribe to my channel. It's mostly LARP stuff, but I do have a little bit of tabletop role-playing items on here. And of course, as always, adventure on.